Titans is known for rushed endings, weird character handling, poor build-ups, and well, I guess that's it. I personally have had quite a fun time with the show, to be honest, but this season, the beginning of this season, really caught me off guard. And that, my dear friends, is what we're going to talk about today. Spoiler alert, and don't forget to do these 3 things if you enjoyed the video, but let's get right into it. Okay, so what really caught me off guard? First off, we're going to speak about the story. I want to say that the trailers really misguided me, because I thought it would be really predictable, and I know a lot of other YouTubers did as well, because I thought that Connor would be like, oh, I finally get to meet Superman, but then, oh damn, he couldn't show up, oh, now I'm going to meet Lex Luthor, and damn, now I'm Lex Luthor's left hand or right hand or whatever you want to call it. But that wasn't the case. They met up, they spoke, and Lex Luthor infiltrated some ideas in his brain that probably will show off a bit later, and I'm really glad that it's become this entire arc that will build up, and I hope that we will see this go to a, you know, kind of far level, but then in the ending, Superman will kind of meet Connor and be like, no, bro, you can't do this. And he's like, Dad, is that you? And I think that would be kind of cool, because, you know, because Connor was quite kind of fine with the fact that Superman couldn't show up. It was like, okay, you gotta save Earth. Like, that's his job. Not much he can do about it, right? But Luthor never persuaded him to become evil, and I really enjoyed that, even though I thought it was kind of weird that Connor just arrived there and said like, my name is Connor Kent. I mean, imagine if Lex Luthor didn't know that Clark Kent was Superman. I mean, sure, he's the smartest character in DC and all. I totally understand that he does, but imagine if he didn't, and he's like, yeah, I'm Connor Kent. Wait, is Clark Kent Superman? I mean, that could have escalated really quick. So I don't really know how he thought there, to be honest. But he really just implemented some thoughts and ideas in Connor's head before, you know, he puked out a snake and died. Same with Brother Blood. I thought he would be this mean, evil person as fast as we met him, but that wasn't the case either. We more or less just sees him in the first 2 episodes, and they kind of build up to him, and they kind of go for this sort of one bad day idea where his mom says, you can get this job, and then he goes to get the job and doesn't get the job, and then he comes home and she's dead. And I thought it played out pretty well, to be honest. And stuff like that usually felt a bit, you know, forced, and I guess it's a little predictable that stuff will go to shit that makes him become evil. But for Titans, this is a whole different level of new stuff, and I really like that. Next up, I want to speak about the characters. They seem tighter than ever, even though it's just like 1 or 2 weeks since they were in Gotham, so it's kind of weird that Tim Drake bonds so well with everyone and feels like we're bros now all of a sudden. Yeah, a lot has happened in a week apparently, but you know, it was still nice seeing them, and everyone seems to have their goals for this season, and I really enjoyed that. Raven with her magic people that she's probably going to meet up with later, and that all seems good. Beast Boys with his new abilities that already is his abilities, but the evolution of his abilities that I know a lot of people complain about often, that why can't he change into 15 animals the first season? Like, bro, I know it would be really cool in theory, but would you rather have one really nice looking tiger or 50 animals that looks like complete shit? Then we got Tim Drake, who's trying to swallow the whole idea of being a Titan. He gets his staff, which looks really nice, alongside discovering his bisexuality, which I also thought was very well done. And me as a person, I really love the fact that shows and all this brings this in, because it's a really important topic for many young people and older people as well. It's just really important for everyone to be able to feel like themselves. And we get to see Kory. I think she has some new prophecy, because they make a joke of that in the first episode. So she's most likely going to have that in this season as well. And they kind of make a joke about it to make us feel like, this is the thing they joked about in the first episode. So now it's not weird that that's happening. Okay, it will happen. But alongside that no one probably will care about, because it feels a bit repetitive now, she's building this parent role with Dick Grayson, and they're becoming these parents for the next generation of Titans, which is pretty cool. And they finally seem to develop some kind of relationship together. I don't know. Even though they kind of started that idea in the first season with them having sex all of a sudden, and then they just skipped that for 2 seasons. But yeah, it's nice to see that those two are getting together finally after 3 seasons. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how that will be moving forward. And lastly, Dick, it feels weird saying that, but lastly, Dick is, you know, he will be in the middle of this, and I think he will just be this kind of leader role that he's kind of made to be. So I really think the characters of this season will play out nicely, but you know, I've been wrong plenty of times, so don't take my word for it. Lastly, I want to speak about the details in the ending of the 2nd episode. When I heard Asra Metron Sintos, my heart melted. It gave me such nostalgia back to the good old days when you were watching Titans or Teen Titans on Cartoon Network as a child. And I've been thinking that it's kind of weird that we haven't heard her say those words from what I can remember just from this moment in earlier seasons, because it's, you know, in Teen Titans, and I think in Teen Titans Go as well, this is like her catchphrase and the only word she speaks when saying a spell, which is really weird when you think about it a bit more. Just imagine that for like Harry Potter, it would be very confusing. And we gotta speak about the off-screen transformation for Beast Boy. I mean, that was sick, even though we didn't see it, which I understand because, you know, budget. It was still something that a lot of fans have been complaining about, and it's nice to see that they're finally building up to it. They said like Velociraptor, I think it's the flying bird. They said gorilla, I think they said something more, and you know, it's just a lot of things people have been waiting for. And lastly, I want to speak a little bit about the whole city. I never thought Gotham felt like Gotham. All of these cities that they are in feel exactly the same, but this one really gave some minor Metropolis vibes. And what I mean by that is the fact that we saw the Superman statue, we saw the whole, you know, LexCorp and the Daily Planet in the 1st episode from afar. I really enjoy that we get to see those things, because those are really important parts to make Metropolis, and it felt more like a DC city than it did in the 1st season. So I really like that as well. I liked a lot. So what's your opinion of the 2 first episodes of Titans? Let us know. Comment it down below. Comment it everywhere if you want to. And I'll hear from you soon. My name has been David Miranda, also the Bat. Don't forget to do these 3 things and have a nice evening. Thank you all. Bye.